2018 Mercedes-Benz GLS-Class SUV Review. The good points of Mercedes-Benz GLS-Class SUV. Comfortable and powerful. Superbly built. Well equipped. The bad points of Mercedes-Benz GLS-Class SUV. Rivals cheaper to operate. Not hugely distinctive from GL-Class. Hardly in S-Class in SUV form. If you're thinking the Mercedes-Benz GLS SUV looks familiar, that's for the reason that car is truly a facelift on the model introduced in 2013 because the GL-Class. Back in 2015 the firm began particles changing what named its cars. All SUVs, barring the iconic Class, employ a GL prefix, as the third letter, the S in cases like this, ensures that it sits alongside this class for the pinnacle from the lineup. Above GLA, GLC and GLE models. Pity it doesn't sense that it's class inside. It's a competitor to large 7-seat SUV such because Audi Q7, Range Rover Sport and Volvo XC90, although of people the Audi appears like its least developed alternative. With that planned, it's comfortable, spacious and simple to drive, all traits that'll entice the sort of buyer who usually applies to cars in this way. Wealthy folk after their new family car to the school run. It'll work on the rough stuff too, though. Limited Mercedes-Benz GLS engine range, all-wheel drive standard. Most GLS customers are going to be drawn to a lot more economical on the two power plants, the diesel. Badged GLS 350D, it's powered by way of a 3.0-liter V6 turbocharged engine producing 258 horsepower and mated with a smooth-shifting 9-speed automatic gearbox. Officially it returns 35.3 miles per gallon, though the real-world figure is nearer to 30 miles per gallon. Topping the lineup, that has a performance chasm between it plus the GLS 350D. Could be the 6.2-liter V8 petrol engine Mercedes-AMG GLS-63. With a stunning 585 horsepower, each, 580 kilograms brute can certainly still scorch to 62 miles per hour coming from a standstill in mere 4.6 seconds. A responsive 7-speed automatic transmission conduits the power with the GLS-63. Whichever you go searching for, Mercedes 4MATIC 4-wheel drive method is standard, along with Airmatic air suspension further assisting the GLS's off-road prowess, varying the ride height to accommodate the conditions with the terrain. The firm's Dynamic Select system has come about as standard offering various driving modes, all engaged while using the rotary control behind the tool's lever. Pay for your off-road package if you would like the ultimate in turn-tackling talent, though. It features an Off-Road Plus mode for your Dynamic Select system along having a locking center differential and lower-range gearbox, real hardcore off-roading kit. Small Mercedes-Benz GLS lineup, but several options. There were 2 trim levels for most on the GLS's life cycle, AMG Line to the 350D along with the full-fat Mercedes-AMG GLS-63. Joining the product range in 2018 was the luxuriously appointed Grand Edition, but only together with the diesel engine. Of course, as being a Mercedes there's a vast array of options to further personalize the car. Many interior themes are no-cost options, so you have the freedom to tweak your car or truck to your liking while not having to spend a fortune. There's an 8.0-inch multimedia screen atop the center console, which features a touchpad for managing the standard command online infotainment system. Both work intuitively, even so the display is looking dated now in contrast to newer, widescreen Mercedes displays. We found the seats for being amazingly comfortable, and fit and finish inside the cabin feels impressive. Unsurprisingly, it's an extremely similar design on the previous GL-Class having a couple of tweaks, but still feels as though a premium proposition. What it doesn't seem like isn't S-Class, comfortable, spacious and luxurious, yes, not as special because saloon alternative. That said, given its construction, we suspect the GLS will prove for being one tough customer when it comes to reliability and safety performance. We experienced few issues together with the old GL-Class and also have no reason to suspect additional ones now. The verdict. Forget as it were that the basis to the Mercedes-Benz GLS SUV is receiving on a bit, because hardly any other off-roaders can touch it for marrying genuine space for 7 adults, go-anywhere agility along with a high penetration of luxury. Plus, should you desire that conjunction with eye-widening quantities of performance, next the Mercedes-AMG GLS-63 could possibly be all your vehicle you ever need. It's not without its flaws, in fact it is feeling aged weight against other Mercedes-Benz models, but it really is an appealing product nonetheless. Watch on for full Mercedes-Benz GLS SUV review. 2 petrol engines to pick from. And 1 fairly frugal diesel motor. AMG V8 delivers powerful performance. If you're considering a Mercedes-Benz, you've essentially got a straightforward choice. If you want something relatively sensible economy-wise, however offers a amount of briskness, then this GLS 350D diesel will be the one to have. However, should you're able where fuel efficiency is of scant consideration, you may then be swayed from the ferocity from the Mercedes-AMG GLS-63's performance. Mercedes-Benz GLS-Class, diesel-engined frugality. Okay, it's not only a paragon of low running costs, but being a 7-seater luxury SUV, you'd hardly expect the GLS 350D to prove inexpensive to own. However, despite being the entry point for your GLS range within the UK, the Mercedes is not likely to disappoint many buyers on account of its acceptable mixture of performance and economy. Its 3.0-liter V6 diesel looks slightly lost within the GLS's enormous bonnet, nevertheless it's a suitably butch engine for any relatively heavy car. Packing 258 horsepower along with a 620 Nm shove of torque between 1,600 to 400 revolutions per minute, making for effortless overtaking, in addition to aiding off-road driving. Back on asphalt, the GLS 350D features a top speed of 138 miles per hour, even though the 0.62 miles per hour acceleration standard takes 7.8 seconds. Ample for the majority of buyers. Drive is distributed to all 4 wheels via an incredibly smooth 9-speed automatic transmission. Brutal AMG petrol power. Leaving aside questions about the reasons you might want this type of large SUV to become endowed by using these scintillating speed, the fact could be the Mercedes-AMG GLS-63 exists. Not only that, its vital statistics require some time for your brain to process. And even in the event it has crunched the numbers, they still sound extraordinary. In the engine bay nestles a turbocharged 5.5-liter V8 motor, the original source of one in the rudest, rumbliest exhaust notes associated with a current car. Proper chest vibrating stuff for anyone close by. It cranks out a huge 585 horsepower, which in addition to 760 Nm of torque from 1,7505, 250 revolutions per minute ensures eye-widening performance. Scorching from your standstill to 62 miles per hour in mere 4.6 seconds, the GLS-63 powers through to an electronically limited top speed of 155 miles per hour. If that's insufficient, and you've the inclination to accomplish the excellent AMG driving course, this will likely be unlocked to 168 miles per hour. Again, 4MATIC 4-wheel drive is standard, but here a 7-speed automatic could be the conduit between axles and engine. Good road holding from air suspension. Optional active curve control aids nimbleness. Off-road package works, but costs extra. You're never not indifferent. Doubt which the Mercedes-Benz GLS is usually a large, heavy car, so its cornering abilities are rather hampered from the laws of physics. Despite that, there we were pleasantly surprised by the 2 GLS's agility and the entire body control exhibited. It feels incredibly solid and assured, offering numbers of confidence far beyond the GLS's common remit of urban school running. Sure, you're feeling a little detached from your driving experience. The target here is luxurious wafting, not enthusiast-sating handling. Nevertheless, you soon feel confident about its predictability. We found the steering to become well-weighted and accurate. It won't please the keenest of drivers using its feedback, since this is really a 7-seat SUV. The AMG version is much better in this respect. Every GLS is sold with airmatic air suspension as standard, that enables for sport and comfort modes while using dynamic select control, and variable ride heights, which suggests it's possible drive an automobile through water of your depth all the way to 600 mm in the adventure with the maximum ground clearance setting of 306 mm. Optional Mercedes-Benz GLS handling packs. Available throughout the range could be the active curve system is surely an active roll stabilization package, which will keep the GLS flatter and even more composed through faster corners. It does this using some clever adaptable anti-roll bars inside a similar way to your S-Class saloon. The other optional pack worth mentioning here would be the off-road package, which nets switch-U differential lock and lower-range gearbox to aid tackle rough terrain. There are also additional subwoofers ride heights for that suspension as well as an off-road plus mode with the dynamic select system. We tested cars on this package on snow, and located an amazingly capable machine offering almost physics-defying numbers of grip and traction control. Lacks modernity of newer Mercedes-Benzes. Well assembled and to use. High seating position having a commanding view. If you're considering swapping to some Mercedes-Benz GLS from your GL-Class it replaced, then it'll certainly be a case of find the difference, for that changes are few in number. Alterations will include a different group of instruments, another solution design of steering wheel plus a revised multimedia rotary controller. While it's a pleasing cabin to waste time in when considered in isolation, sitting inside the A-Class, aside from the pricier S-Class, reveals what lengths Mercedes' home design has come in the short period of time. The GLS's center console is topped by way of a tablet-style multimedia screen that appears like an afterthought compared while using slick arrangement inside A-Class, E-Class and S-Class, while you'll find so many buttons who have since been replaced by on-screen menus in newer Benzes. Still, traditionalists will probably be happy that this cruise control method is operated by way of a stalk within the lower left on the steering column, a superb, intuitive arrangement that Mercedes has since substituted for wheel-mounted controls. You sit high from the GLS, the auto itself feeling enormous surrounding you, too little headroom is unlikely being a factor for virtually every drivers. This in turn gives an excellent view out, with fine peripheral visibility, in spite from the thick windscreen pillars. Supple, well-controlled air suspension. Supremely comfy seats. Room for adults in all of the 3 rows. With airmatic air suspension as standard, comfort is often a Mercedes-Benz GLS hallmark. This really is one relaxing SUV where you can waft away long journeys. It's a major, soft, comfortable car with an awful lot of cabin space at landed divorce attorney's direction. Plus it's one from the few SUVs with genuine space for adults in all of its 3 rows of chairs. A real 7-seater. We found the leather seats being particularly impressive, and highly adjustable in order to find a superb driving position. However, the top-quality pillow-type headrests found inside the rear seats from this Class are conspicuous by their absence. The front seats do include a memory function. This means you can ask the vehicle to recall a preset driving position in the touch of your button. Front and second row seats are heated too. Second and third row passengers enjoy multitude of room, and it's even possible for any 6-foot-tall passenger by sitting in relative comfort within the 2 rearmost seats which fold electrically into the boot floor if you don't need them. The middle row folds electrically too. That produces access to your rear easier. The GLS seems much better than most other cars where driven. The reason is, turning it into a true 7-seater. Only the Land Rover Discovery outdoes the GLS for space and supply. Even with a car as large, because the GLS, the common panoramic glass sunroof is usually a welcome touch. It lets a great deal of light, managing to really make it feel a whole lot larger than it is. A trio of trim levels available. All are well appointed and luxurious. Go steady while using optional extras. As it's this kind of small lineup, it's very easy to get your mind around the 3 different versions with the GLS. Standard Mercedes-Benz GLS SUV equipment. Kicking away from the range could be the Gls Amg Line, a version that can suit most buyers' needs perfectly. It is sold with 21-inch AMG Vivid Winspoke alloy wheels, Airmatic adaptive air suspension, AMG body kit with running boards, LED headlights with automatic main beam, keyless entry and starting, electrically operated tailgate, panoramic electric glass sunroof, darkened privacy glass for rear windows, automatic parking function and 360-degree camera package, lane tracking package with blind spot assist and lane keeping assist, Mercedes-Benz logo puddle lights beaming down on the door mirrors, variable driving modes, command multimedia system with sat-nav, Harman Kardon Logic 7 multi-channel audio system, electrically adjustable front seats with memory function, electrically folding second and third row seats, multi-zone climate control for the aircon, ambient lighting in a varied range of colors. Adding compared to that ensemble will be the Grand Edition, which features 21-inch AMG multi-spoke alloy wheels, active curve system to stop the auto leaning the maximum amount of in corners, soft closing doors, Designo interior with diamond stitch pattern leather, cooled and heated front seats with massage function, heated controls, climate control function for third row passengers, electric blinds about the rear doors. Topping the range may be the Mercedes-AMG GLS-63, that adds two-tone finish for alloy wheels, uprated AMG body kit, high-performance braking mechanism, sports exhaust, AMG-specific front seats, controls, front seats, instruments and mats. Optional Mercedes-Benz GLS SUV extras. There's a raft of human options to tailor your GLS more towards your taste, including wheels nearly 22 inches in diameter, special paints and bolder choices to the interior leather colors. What is more efficient are the optional bundles. Driving assistance package, an all-inclusive bundle of driving aids, including active blind spot assist, active brake assistant, active lane keeping assist, Distronic adaptive cruise control and pre-safe plus anticipatory braking and restraint system. Entertainment package, a pair of 8.0-inch screen built into your back from the front seat headrests, with DVD player, a television tuner as well as a pair of headphones. Night package, a selection of gloss black exterior details like the grille louvers, bumper inserts, door mirror housings, window surrounds, roof rails, alloy wheels and exhaust pipe tips. Off-road package, an off-road specific driving mode, underbody guards, a low-range gearbox and additional subwoofers ride heights. Not been crash-tested by Euro NCAP. Nevertheless, it is an extremely safe SUV. Optional driving assistance pack available. Although the Mercedes-Benz GLS SUV hasn't been specifically crash-tested because of the experts at Euro NCAP, the closely related but smaller GLE to use former guise because M-Class was awarded 5 stars in 2012. Nevertheless, with standard 4MATIC 4-wheel drive as well as an arsenal of normal safety equipment, it remains a good car to transport around 7 adults. 9 airbags are part on the package, while a pop-up bonnet helps cushion pedestrians who are unlucky enough being run down. There are various electronic systems to manipulate the brakes automatically and to prevent the high-sided SUV experiencing crosswinds. We would also recommend spacing the optional driving assistance package described inside equipment section. How many ICE-FIX points does the Mercedes-Benz GLS SUV have? Surprisingly, since there's space for 7 adults in the GLS, exactly the outer 2 positions for the middle row of seats have ICE-FIX Child C8 mounting points. Arguably these would be the most convenient, but an added pair from the rear row would have been useful. Enormous bodywork, huge interior. Plenty of room for 7 adults. Boot is plush but flexible. Not only will there be ample space for 7 adults inside Mercedes-Benz GLS, accessing all on the seats is easy on account of an electrically folding middle row bench. Once in place, there's additionally a generous complement of storage cubbies, Door bins and cup holders, meaning the plush cabin usually stay largely detritus-free. It's a roomy feeling interior, with deep side windows making it possible for great visibility. However, the standard glass sunroof helps it be seem even airier. By typical standard, the GLS is definitely an enormous car, but it really was designed with all the North American market at heart primarily. Unless your premises is generously proportioned, you'll struggle to obtain it in a garage, while parking spaces will prove troublesome too. It's an extensive beast, as well to be a long one. Also be aware of its height. At 1.85 meters over 6 feet, some multi-story car parks may prove to get out off bounds. With all 7 seats being used, there's 295 liters of boot space available. While that's inadequate for all 7 occupants' luggage, it's still a location larger than most city cars can muster, so a weekly grocery shop should prove challenging to fit in there. Both third-row seats might be lowered and raised individually in the touch of your button, as the 60 hours 40 minutes split middle row of seats could also tumble forwards electrically. In 5-seater mode, there's a roomy 680 liters of boot space, and also a van-like 2,300 liters of plushly trimmed cargo bay is available when just the top seats are utilized. Adding for the convenience, the tailgate is usually electrically operated.